Peace family, I'm back again with a new video and we're going through to see, I want to show you guys why I tell you that be it Europeans, be it Americans, anywhere in the world, yeah, these dudes that claim they have a nation, they have a country, and I'm going to show you the science that has been applied, you know what I'm saying, and why they have never been responsible for their countries or their nation or nothing. And they always have been so-called manipulated, you know what I'm saying, and directed, and and they have been drugged out, mind controlled, all types of things people they use on these people in the Europeans and all over the world ultimately. Yeah, it's a big operation. Since after the reset, they've been controlling the people. And people have never had their own voice. It's all assimilation people. Yeah, and we're gonna see what they have been doing to these populations and why this affects you today and why everybody on YouTube, I mean most people, are about validations. They are about some type of control system that leads their brains, yeah, they connect their brains all into the same end, into the same point of light, but it's all artificial. So these people don't know that they are under heavy remote control people. Let's go.
Conscious into a marketplace. And Edward Bernays is the reason that women smoked in public. He branded cigarettes as torches of freedom for women. He's the reason that we link bacon and eggs with breakfast. It was an ad campaign. It was never a tradition at all. Edward Bernays is the reason that Guatemala's democracy got overthrown. He sold it as fighting communism so that this company called United Fruit could keep their plantations. And he weaponized desire. He made war fashionable. He made democracy emotional. A few years down the road, we had this Operation Mockingbird.
So you guys seen what they have been doing, man? Yeah, through advertising. This is why I always have been thinking, why is this advertising thing so bad? Why is it everywhere? I look, there's advertisement. Yeah, they are controlling your brain. Yeah, these things control your brain to seek certain things, to be in a certain vibration. Yeah, because everything you do, no matter what video you're watching, they pop up some ad trying to convince you about something. And normally some government stuff or some business stuff, but it's all being manipulated to control you, to stay in this vibration, to prevent you from thinking outside the box. You know what I'm saying? Now we're gonna start watching this Operation Mockingbird, which was like the center of the operation when it started, I mean, the upgrade, because they started doing it back then. You know what I'm saying? Testing on people in the bankers and all that, testing their drugs, figuring out how they're going to, how they can get people to lose their identity and everything through drugs and tests of, you know, a lot of abuse and a lot of weapons they've been testing on people, yeah, so they can create a society of controlled people. I told you guys from the beginning of this channel, we're dealing with a lab. Let's go.
Program that comes out through the CIA. The CIA figured out the easiest way to control a country was by headlines. They thought it was about threats and war and the potential for some kind of bomb being dropped, but it was just headlines and news. That's all you needed to control a whole country. Operation Mockingbird put CIA operatives inside the biggest newsrooms in America, not just whispering in journalists' ears, they were writing the actual stories. Some of them were even newscasters. They were planting every single angle that they were told to plant. And by the 70s, over 400 journalists were on the payroll of the CIA. Anchors, editors, columnists, people that our parents trusted, that were trusted by almost the whole country. So now we've got the CIA's infiltrated the entire news media, and along comes this other program called MK Ultra. The CIA went full-blown mad scientist.
So, as you can see, they have been running these programs in the background on the people all this time and creating an artificial society that you live today. Yeah, it's all being planned, it's all being done, scripted by design. It's not something natural. You are not natural. Yeah, they created drugs, they created methods to keep you in a box. They created methods to destroy your identity, to make you forget, to keep you in a loop. Yeah, so they created these systems to keep you in a loop and not knowing nothing and not asking nothing, because that's the stuff they've been injecting on you and your ancestors to keep you in control after the resets, people. Let's go.
These weird experiments on people, some of them even unwilling, that included electroshock therapy and sleep deprivation in high doses of LSD, which is a hallucinogen, and even sensory isolation. It was about breaking minds completely open in the cleanest way that they possibly could. And it was about erasing identity. Keep that in mind. In the 50s, they were becoming experts at erasing people's identity. And in Canada,
So
this
this is how the culture, people. It's all a fantasy, people. It's all a simulation to even the culture that they have in Europe and everything. You can see how they taught them to eat bacon and eggs to a nab. It was not their culture or nothing. Yeah, the people have been just manipulated into feed into that machine. Yeah, but nothing they do came from themselves or came from the ancestors or nothing. It's all artificial. It's all a damn simulation, people. Yeah, that's why I don't have time to waste with time wasters. There's too much information that we need to go through to understand today and to understand the people around you, because they lost their identity long time ago. That's why youths are lost. They have no accountability. They have no responsibility. They have no nothing, no identity. It's a bunch of copycats and they lost their identity. Let's go.
Dr. Ewan Cameron, he ran patients through this thing that he called psychic driving. And he looped recorded messages into their ears while blasting them with drugs and shock therapy until they forgot their own name. And some of the patients there even forgot how to use the bathroom and how to walk and who their family was. When the files leaked in 1970, the public kind of gasped and freaked out. But by then, the experiments were already baked into the military and media playbooks around the entire world. The tools worked exceedingly well, and the ethics to them had no bearing on whether or not they should keep going. Fast forward to today. They used to use pills. Now they use pixels. And the pharmacy they're using is in your brain. It's all your own neurochemicals and your own neurotransmitters being used against you. And the dosage of these things is measured in how many headlines and hashtags and notifications and videos that you see. Tavistock engineered this confusion. Bernays taught them how to sell it. Mockingbird made it gospel to the entire world. And MK Ultra buried the witnesses. So now the experiment lab isn't in some weird underground bunker. It's in your frickin' pocket.
So, as you see, the experiment lab now is worldwide. Yeah, they started experimenting with some people And then when they find formula how to control humans, now they're using it, using the technology, you know what I'm saying? And they're using pixels. It's all in your mind. They use the pixels, they get your brain, and they make implants. Yeah, they make they implant you with beliefs, with all that madness you see going on. Anger, fear, all that shit is coming from the chip. Yeah, it's coming from the stuff that they watching, the notifications they getting, the ads they watch, the AI is pushing on them. It's all programming, people. And this is what's controlling the whole world population and causing them to forget who they are and giving them new behavioral. You see now everybody's too violent. Everybody is too. They want to fight. They want over nothing. Yeah, it's like they lost brain cells. You know what I'm saying? And it's all coming from these chips. They control the zombies. Let's go.
Every swipe, every pause, every time your eyes linger 1 second too long, your nervous system is being mapped out by an algorithm. And it's not for your benefit whatsoever, it's for theirs. Algorithms don't just recommend a bunch of stuff to us, they condition us, and this is beyond proven. They learn what spikes your cortisol, your stress chemicals, what makes you flinch, what makes you pissed off. They feed you more and more until your nervous system belongs to them. You're being taught what to care about, what to hate, what to fear, slowly, without any friction, until the thoughts in your head aren't even yours anymore. Outrage.
They feed you the reality that you believe. That's what he's trying to say. Yeah. They feed you the reality that you actually believe you live in. It's all simulation because they they hacked into your brain using this technology. As we can see here, people, this is scary, this is demonic, but this is what they're doing since the reset. After the reset, they control this population, what they do. You know what I'm saying? They all slaves, they all do what the machine or what the people behind it are implementing. Yeah, and these are the people that have all the money in the earth. They control all the banks, everything else. Let's go.
Is the cheapest lever you could pull in a human being. That's why everything online is on fire. Doesn't matter what you're mad about, just that you are mad. Because anger glues your eyes to the screen, and while you're locked in reaction mode, something deeper, a lot deeper in your brain is being carved into you.
Okay, now we're gonna stop. I want to tell you this. First thing, to get out of the matrix, don't react. Yeah, because this is what they expect you to do. All these fake images of fear they project on you, of wars, how they make war, romanticized war and everything. Yeah, how they give you false ID. Yeah, just think about that. If they gave you false ID and told you you are a certain type of person, a certain type of nation, yeah, it's all fake, people. They brainwash your ancestors, people. You are still in a current state of brainwash, complete brainwash. That's why this technology only exists to control humans, basically, because it doesn't bring no real benefits to humans. All these phones, all this TV, all these ads don't bring you no real benefits. You have to still pay for all of that shit that is controlling you and deprived you from all your rights and gave you all the simulation, all simulations telling you what your breakfast is and everything. And that's what you're going to be selling in your shops, and that's what you're going to be telling people around the world that your culture is about. But it's all being through the ads that they gave you all of that, and they didn't stop there. That's why they gave you McDonald's, Burger King. They can program you now to consume whatever they want because your brain belongs to them. They fashion your brain to follow their trend. Yeah, this is why this channel, yeah, for dudes that think that you look, man, this is a very different channel. We don't run with the masses. We don't go with the flow. Yeah, and we're not going to do things that are demising and things that you have been programmed with. We're not gonna go with that flow. All that anger, all that hatred, all that lying, yeah, all that fake reality you're projecting, it's not part of nothing, it's part of your destruction. And we're not going to support that. I only support people with true talent, yeah, people with true ears. You understand that? All that negativity stuff, he ain't gonna make the days to come. If you're singing, if you're singing negative music, look, man, you part of Matrix, and you're not gonna make it. Yeah, you may think you have a success today because Matrix is in your side. YouTube will algorithms, everything will push you forward, but you're nothing but a simulation. In the days to come, you will be absent because anybody involved in the negativity is going to be destroyed in this system. Yeah, be careful. They're going to send you these signals are going to get uh, worse and worse. That's why they amplifying the signals to 5G. They want 6G. They want to toast your brain. Yeah, you need to be careful what you consume on these TVs, even on YouTube. People you follow, all of these are programs. People that are programmed in violence, that anybody who's teaching violence, they are part of the matrix. Anybody who needs validations, you know what I'm saying? Because the system said something, yeah, he knows something, but people need validation from somebody else, from a system that being put together after he said that everything is artificial. Look, man, not working here. Here we only dealing with people that have capacity to reach to the ancestors, people that can think outside of this matrix, people that can think logically, people that are not reactive, yeah, to the bullshits that they create, to the fear that they create, to the jealousy that they come with, and all of that shit is not, anybody who is not ready, yeah, is not going, as I told you guys, if you don't know, learn about the self, deal with your past dramas, yeah, because this is what it is. All that identity loss is a past drama that came to be by many ways. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they gave you drugs that destroyed your immune system, destroyed your mind for generations. Yeah. Maybe, you grow up in a very bad environment. All of this is part of the programming of identity disorder and loss of identity. And this loss of identity was created to control the whole entire society. The more people have this loss of identity and influence other people with their dysfunction, will create the chaos. Chaos is created by people that have no identity or lost their identity and fight for trivial things that is not them and don't belong to them, and in the end of the day they all get recycled because they are not acting from the roots of anything. They are acting in the program, and the program has, of course, beginning and end, have an end for them. as a script for all these type of people that have lost the identity. It's called, they're going to be destroyed. That's why we don't walk in the matrix. We walk in the truth. Let's go.
Look around right now. Nobody is okay. Anxiety is baseline. Kids are depressed before they even hit puberty right now. Adults are medicated just to function. And that low dread or that weird feeling in your chest, people call that like personal failure or anxiety.
Generational curses,
Working
people.
exactly as it was designed. A distracted,
Program.
exhausted, divided population is a population that cannot resist.
You see that?
Mental health.
This is why the whole thing was made, to divide the populations of the earth. Yeah, this is why they created countries. This is why they created religions. This is why they created all types of sex, sex mode. I'm gay, I'm lesbian, I'm all types of different shit just to divide the people. And don't think that shit is natural. They created the shit in a lab supposedly to divide the people because they know humans, when they do different things, they likely to be divided and fight each other. Yeah, even because the same people doing different things. Like you're gonna have one side of the population is Christian, the other side of the population is Muslim. What do you think is gonna happen there? They can't come together. So when these controllers decide about something, they always win, and the thing that they decide always go through because this population is so divided that they can't stand together and say no. So, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? They got a flow and they got a hole to always implement that shit. Let's go.
Crisis is not accidental. It's the exhaust fumes of this machine. So what happens at the end of this? We are all programmed to chase validation and followers and aesthetics and power and status. And even when people hit every single target, what happens? They feel nothing. And the system doesn't need you dead. It just needs you numb. It needs you to be busy, blaming yourself until you forget you were anything more than a user profile in some behavior experiment. And if you're still here, something in you already knows. And maybe you can't explain it, and maybe I can't either. I don't think that's paranoia at all. I think it's memory. I think the part of you that never signed the contract is paying attention. It's a part of you that never forgot. So none of this is about finding yourself. This is about stopping the chase and stopping the performance, stopping the endless need to be what the system rewards. You are.
Yeah, that's why I tell you this dude, man. He's so right about all that. That's why I'm sharing this video. Yeah, you need to stop and think. Yeah, because what is inside your head is not even yours. It was given to you. It was forced into your head, hammered into your head, to religious, to the fear, to the competition, to the survival. You were forced to be who you are right now. Yeah, everything inside your head. That's why you need to find self. You need to humble yourself. Yeah, and think, look, I need a complete upgrade of personality. I need to find my own self. Yeah, because your own self is lost. Don't think you are who you are. You are a machine that was created remotely, and they control your head. Yeah, that's why every year you're afraid. They talk about flu, you're afraid. They talk about millions of people die with flu in the winter. You're afraid. They project this thing on you, and many people die because of the projections. Don't forget that. Because human brain, if you tell them something and they believe that's gonna happen to them, it's it's how the it's how it works. It's a spell. Yeah, so your brain is very delicate, a very important thing that you have to be in control of. And if you're not in control of your brain, then your brain is in control of you, which means these other people are in control of you because your brain is controlling you, and your brain is being conceived by them. They created the formulas, they created the the signals, and they control your brain through the computers, through the ads, to everything that you watch on TV. It's all the programming, the lighting, the vibration, everything that they give you to do is programming the center of your brain. You know what I'm saying? So it's very important to let go of all the bullshit. Yeah, whatever they told you, you gotta put it down, find your own inner self. Yeah, and to do that, you have to admit that everything that you believe, everything that you are told to start with, it's an illusion. It's nothing real. Yeah, I know for a lot of people it's hard. Some people will, you know, die over this. Some people will, but you got to be able to go back to yourself. Because if you can't go back to yourself, you've never been alive. And the nation you think it's yours, never been yours. The house you think it's yours, it's not yours. The life you think you have, it's not yours. And it can disappear overnight because you're not in control of that life. You didn't create that life. It was projected to you, to these big corporations that they created after the resets to control humans. That's why they have big governments, big banking systems, and nobody else is allowed to do their own thing. Nobody else is allowed to live in peace and harmony outside of their system. They don't let you. It's a prison, people. That's that one. I don't know if this dude is going to be for long now. I don't think he will be for long now, but we can see what he
Not
has to say.
outrage. You're not your social profile. You're not the algorithm's predictions. The very second that you stop feeding the machine, you start starving it.
That's right.
And once you remember that, you can't go back. And you've probably felt it most of your life. Like an
That's
itch in your
right.
gut that none of this crap makes sense. The way that we live is upside down and it feels backward and fake. If you felt this at all,
Yes, I felt this. This is why I changed. Yeah, this is why I'm on YouTube, and I became a new person, a new man. Yeah, a man that is not being controlled. Yeah, my impulse don't come from the matrix. I don't react to the matrix, what they do there, the fear they push there. I don't care. I know I'm myself, and I'm totally powerful in my own. Yeah, and these dudes, there's nothing they can create to make me complete. I am already complete. Yeah, because this is the illusion they create in that matrix, that everybody needs them, and in that everybody needs them to look after them, to give them real health, to give them to make sure they live in comfort, to make sure they live in peace, to make sure that they are safe. That's the main programming. They keep everyone in there and told them that they are useless on their own. They are useless to come up with their own way of living, their own tradition, their own culture. They are useless to do that. The religion is there to do that. The government is there to do that. And even the bigger government, big ass government, is even there to do that, to tell them about global warming, to protect them, and all that shit, pass laws on them. And all this stuff takes their rights away from them. Everything they do in that matrix takes their rights away from them and turn them into complete slaves, people. So I think it's finishing, but
I'm here to tell you that you were right. This was never your life. It was built for you. It was all scripted and installed. Your real life is still here. It's quiet. It's patient. And it's waiting for you under the noise. And now that you've seen it, the only question left is who are you without the script? That's
So, who are you without the script, people? And what role you will be living without the script? That's what you need to ask yourself, because that's where you're going. What role will you be living without this script that they create for you, this slave script?